following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. It is 2 minutes after 4 o'clock. You are tuned to 96.3 FM and the 4 p.m. 411. Happy New Year, folks. It is 2023. It is still the first Tuesday of the month, however, so that means we have our standing appointment in the new year with our Mayor of Lincoln, Mayor Tracy Welch. So, Mayor Welch, thank you for being with us.
Glad to be here, Loyd.
All righty. So, encounter to train, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Those always, I don't know.
So close.
Yeah, they're I don't know, they seem to come at the most inopportune times and not always right on schedule, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, how was your holiday? How did you bring in the new year?
Pretty low key. Just stayed home, and anybody who's friends with my wife and I on Facebook knows we're going through a remodel, and so that's what we did over the holidays was work on our kitchen remodel. Sounds like
you had a wild night like my wife and I did. We were home on the couch watching movies, so nothing too outlandish or extreme. So, but it is the new year, so new topics. I tried to be creative and hop online and look for something like New Year's resolutions that mayors make across the U.S. or things like that. Couldn't really find anything like that. I found a list of like the top 10 issues that mayors addressed in speeches, which this individual on LinkedIn analyzed, Mr. Omar Harris. But I do see you emailed me, so looks like there are things happening around the city, even though typically this is the cold weather month, so you can't tell it by today. But I see. Looks like there's more progress going on. Actually, I was uptown or downtown and saw some people outside City Hall looking at windows. So I see from your list here that windows are being dealt with at City Hall.
They are. It's been long overdue, and that's how we're using some of the ARPA funds that we received, was to do some restoration and much needed maintenance to the building. So windows is first, and it's taken us a while. We did get some in, and there were some issues with that, and they had to go back and I don't know if they had to modify the order, get some new ones, but the new ones are all in. They're scattered throughout the building inside. If you go in the council chambers, you'll see them stacked in the back of the room, but they're installing those windows now, and they look really nice.
Okay. And so that will not only cosmetically will things look better, but I'm imagining that will save the taxpayers some money in terms of energy efficiency.
Yeah, that was a lot of it. And I think you and I have talked about this on the show before, but in a really good winter month when it's snowing, the girls, without even opening the windows, will get drifts of snow underneath the windows in the clerk's office, and they'll frost up a lot. And so we hope to fix that problem, save the taxpayers some money on energy costs, because as we know, the cost of energy is going up. We can maybe help offset that. In those windows, they're aesthetically pleasing to the building by the design of them as well. So that's part of what took so long, is we wanted to keep the same appearance but get something a little bit more modern and energy efficient in there.
Sure, yeah. Sort of probably a little bit of a challenge trying to find something from that architectural era, I guess, that would also be energy efficient. So kudos to you folks for getting that done. Other things, once again, I'll just kind of go down the list here.
Sure.
I saw this on the Facebook, but you mentioned it again in your email here to me about the discount on sewer payments for those who can prepay for a year.
Yeah, so before we started the $16+ million sewage upgrade project a couple of years ago, we had a 10% discount that was offered to individuals. We had to postpone that simply because the new rate structures, not everybody's paying the exact same amount. It used to be everybody was at $25.
Oh, okay.
And now some people are at $30, some at $50. It's based on water usage. Mm-hmm. So until that got stabilized and we knew where our loan payments were going to be at the city, or had a pretty good idea, the council was reluctant to reinstate that. So they had a conversation. They feel that now is the right time to do that. still a little bit different than it was in the past. And if you've seen what was posted online today on the city's website and Facebook, you have a very short window between February 1st and February 20th. If you can afford it and would like to take advantage of that, the best option is to call the clerk's office. Our online system, it works very well, but there's some weird quirks with it.
Sure.
And so it's just best if you call the clerk's office. They'll walk you through it, take your payment, and get you set up.
Okay. Now the $25 question, do you happen to know that number of the clerk's office?
Oh, you would ask.
I would ask.
I'll get it for you after the next break.
All right,
after
we'll take
break.
it. We'll find it in the break. So very good. Let's see other things happening. We mentioned it is the new year, so we had then Chief Matt Velakovich on one of our last shows in December. He is now ridden off into the sunset, so to speak,
Yep.
I guess. So we've got some new folks taking the reins in the Lincoln Police Department.
Yeah, Matt is officially retired as of January 1st. So tonight, current Deputy Chief Joe Meister, he'll be sworn in as the Chief of Police. So he then had the right to choose who he wanted to work with hand in hand as his replacement as Deputy Chief, and he chose Matt Comstock. So they will both be sworn in tonight along with some other officers that are getting promotions. And Joe is very capable. I've been working with Joe for quite a while. I know Matt and working with him on the insurance committee. Very bright individuals. They care about the community. They are very good at their job, and they'll serve Lincoln well.
Well, very good. So that will happen tonight, you said?
Tonight it'll be official for both of them.
And folks who would like to see that, I mean, obviously they can attend the meetings, but they're also available, they're streamed online as well, correct?
They are, both on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Very good. So our guest today is Mayor Tracy Welch from the City of Lincoln. If you have questions or comments, 217-648-5510, the number to call, or if you'd like to email in your question or comment, 4pm411@wlcnonline.com. We're just a minute shy, but let's go ahead and take our first break now as I knock over my drink, and we will come back with more with Mayor Tracy Welch.
crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Once again, 217-648-5510, the number to call. Or you can send your email your comments or questions, 4pm411 at wlcnonline.com. Our guest, Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch. We were talking during the break. We mentioned about the new program, or the reinstated program, about people being able to prepay their sewer for a year ahead of time. However, as you pointed out to me, they might want to do a little bit of homework before they actually set that up.
Yeah, so this happens every year since we reinstated the new rates, or we even put those new rates in place for sewers. And the recommendation and the advice is to check your sewer bill, at least in this month and the coming months, because your bill is based on your water consumption in October, November, December. Okay. So come January, if you weren't conserving water, you might be bumped into a higher tier. Okay. And what has happened with people in the past is they were used to $30. Their rate is now $40. They have an auto pay set up, and then next thing you know, they're either getting a water turnoff or a late fee, and they're unsure why. So typically that's the reason why. And so just check your sewer bill and make sure. If you have any questions, again, 735-2815, call the clerk's office. They'll help you.
Okay. And let's see, we've kind of covered all the topics that were in your email to me here. Is there any, it is the new year, so New Year's resolution, is there any particular project that maybe you're hoping to advance or make some more progress with in 2023 than perhaps you were able to do in 22?
Yeah, I have to tell you, I would love to see something happen with Fifth Street. I know we talked about it, but I like to bring closure to some of this stuff that's been lingering for years. Sure. There's a number of other projects, like we have a solar farm, an expansion of that. Would love to see that wrapped up. Some loose ends, like ownership of roads and properties. Those are the things that become thorns in sides for councils. We've cleaned some of those up in my time, where there was a discrepancy about who owned what. And I like to get those cleaned up so that future councils and administrations don't have to address those. So just a number of those things that have been lingering. And, in the same breath, again, keep pushing with economic development and work with anybody who's willing to get on the phone with us or sit down with us and talk, and, entice them to come to Lincoln and explain why Lincoln's a great place to run a business, raise a family.
Sure, absolutely. Something you said there struck a chord with me, and with the good weather here, since it's not quite so cold, have there been any developments with the dog park? There are.
The concrete pad is put up. Had a conversation today about the fence. So the fence will be going up here really soon. Some of the signage for the park has already been created, and we had that in-house. Some others we're still working on that were a little bit more complex, like the logo and things like that. But yeah, the dog park's moving forward.
Okay.
Very excited about it.
Yeah, it should be a good addition. Since you mentioned the signage of the dog park, I saw on your list here one of the items that the council's wrestling with has to do with signage on city right-of-ways and folks voicing some displeasure or some concerns with that.
Yeah, signage is a topic that we address from time to time as a council. I think this might be the second or third time since I've been up there that we've talked about it. The short and skinny of it is that signs get placed in the city right away. In most cases, it's between the road and the sidewalk. Not always the case, but they get put up, and either they shouldn't be there because they don't have permission, they're political campaign signs, somebody selling something. Some of them have been larger than a regular sign, a small sign, and they become an obstruction to traffic. So the council is now having discussions. City Attorney and Alderman Parrott are working on some of this to try to get some changes to the language that still allows for some of that to take place, but in a responsible manner so that our roads are safe.
Okay. And it's not a new topic, as you mentioned, signage in one form or another, because I know the council has talked about billboard signage and placements of that, and now signage in right-of-ways, so it seems like there's always something happening with signage in one form or another.
It is. Yeah, it is. And, the bottom line is people are operating vehicles on roads. There are children out there. There's people on bikes, just a number of scenarios, and we want them to have an opportunity to see a vehicle coming before it's too late. And some of the signs that we've seen, if you're sitting in an intersection, you're looking left, you will not know until the nose of your vehicle's in the road, and that's too late.
Sure.
So we address those as they pop up, but trying to get some rules better defined in that respect.
Okay. Once again, we've got a couple more minutes left. 217-648-5510 if you want to phone in with a question or comment to Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch. You've got just a couple more minutes to do so. I'll just run through this list because you talked about some of these topics as we've had our conversation here. The top topics that mayors addressed in speeches during 2020, according to this individual, Omar Harris, anyway. Number 1, economic development, which we talked about. Number 2, public safety. Number 3, and if you have particular comments you want to make about any of these, feel free to jump in. We kind of talked about public safety with the new police chief and coming in. Number 3, budgets. It's that time of the year again, I guess.
It is.
Number 4, infrastructure. Obviously, we've talked about that. Number 5, education. Number 6, housing. Number 7, energy / the environment. You mentioned the solar farm happening. Number 8, something that doesn't get talked about a whole lot, diversity and inclusiveness.
Yeah, so topic that I'm very passionate about. When I took over as mayor, that's one of the first things I did was create a diversity and inclusion commission. And that commission has gone through an evolution already. Some of the members that were there initially to help get it going have since stepped down. We've got new members. We just appointed some within the last 2 weeks. And they've got some really great ideas. But the bottom line is that the people that sit up at City Hall, we try to be experts at a few things, but know a little bit about a lot.
Right.
This commission's purpose is to represent the people of Lincoln and the things that are important to them and serve as a sounding board to the council. And so if you want more information about it, reach out to me. I'll get you connected with the right people. But yeah, that's something that I'm really pleased that we were able to accomplish early on.
Okay. Let's see. Number 9 on the list was technology and data. I know that's been an ongoing issue, certainly with the police department and the body cams and the storing of the data and so forth. But has there been improvements or upgrades to just internet service around town in general? Is that
Well, I'm constantly, because I work in the IT field, I'm constantly trying to find ways to put technology to use at the city to save us money and time in the way we, and, enhance the way we operate. And so a couple examples, the biggest one was that Chief Paul Adams, phenomenal chief, but he was also an expert in technology.
Right.
When he retired, we lost that knowledge. And so I was able to convince the council that moving forward, let's hire somebody to do all this IT for us. And that way we can continue to move on and it's not dependent upon any one person.
Right.
And so we do have a consultant, Auto Technologies, that does that for us. Eric does a phenomenal job. We have problems, he helps us. But we also have an IT committee to work on those type of things. Auto pay for your sewer bill. That was a big thing that had not happened. The streaming, our live streaming of our meetings when I joined the council didn't exist. And we're just constantly trying to make it better and better. And the bottom line is we're trying to make the experience for the customers better, and we're trying to streamline the way we do things and be more transparent.
Yeah. Also, the app that the city has as well would be another good example of that.
The app is still kind of in its infant stage, and we continue to encourage people to use it, but it is working, and that's been a great tool as well. We found other ways to leverage that to help track the things we do. Data says a lot.
Sure.
But you got to be able to capture the data first.
Right. And for those who may not know, can you tell us real quickly again the name of the app, how folks can get a hold of that if they're interested in what it allows them to do? It's
on the Apple Store and Android as well, and it's called GoLink, GoLinc.
Okay.
And the huge benefit to GoLink is that when you see something that you feel needs to be brought to the attention of the city, whether it's branches down, trash all over someone's property that is becoming an eyesore, a pothole in a road, whatever, then you can take this app, take a photo. It'll actually pinpoint your address. You submit it, and it goes to the right department, and then they get that issue, and then they work the issue to completion.
Okay.
So, and the beauty of it is it also keeps you informed, so you don't have to keep calling in like, hey, did you get the pothole fixed?
Right.
When it's resolved, you get a notification that says, thank you, your issue's been resolved.
All right.
We're trying to open up that communication channel to the public.
All right. Very good. So just a couple minutes past 4:30, so I know you've got places to be this evening, so I want to thank Tracy Welch for being with us today on the 4 p.m. 411. We'll be back with you next Tuesday, and hope you tune in then. Thanks for listening. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.